Today we're going to do what we call long-run aggregate supply curve. If you remember from your AS discussion, we did two kinds of supply curve. One was completely vertical, one wasn't vertical, and that's the reason because there is a disagreement between economists or among economists in terms of the shape of the LRAS curve. If you look at the classical economists, the Adam Smith school of thought, who believe that the markets are very powerful, they believe that in the long run, you will have no unemployment, and basically you will have a curve like this one, where LRAS curve is perfectly inelastic, and it meets at YF, and this YF means full employment level of output. So your equilibrium level of output happens where AD meets AS at the LRAS curve. So they believe there will be no unemployment in the long run. If you are in the long run, all markets are in equilibrium. Why do they believe that? I'm going to talk about this in 1 minute. But what is this LRAS going to depend on? And the answer is the LRAS is going to depend on the quality and quantity of factors of production, you know. And if the quality or quantity of factors of production go up, you will see economic growth to happen. Make sense? So the first thing we need to understand is that the classical view of LRAS is that LRAS is perfectly inelastic or vertical, and which means if you are in the long run, they believe there will be no unemployment or there will be full employment. Make sense, guys? Any questions about this? Keynesians assume this, that and there's a history behind what they said, that like in the 1900s, early part of 1900s, the world saw a very long period of unemployment. So they said this, that there can be unemployment even in the long run. I want to explain this diagram and then you can draw that. They feel initially there could be a possibility of mass unemployment, and look at what is happening in the mass unemployment. If the AD goes up and there is spare capacity or unused resources, will there be any pressure on prices? And the answer is no. Why? Because you can easily expand output if the demand goes up. If right now more kids want to come and sit in the class, there is no issue of expanding output. So there will be no pressure on prices. But look at what is happening here. There, later on, you are nearing full employment. And when you're nearing full employment, rise in AD may be accompanied by more price level and more GDP. So GDP is going up, but so is price level. But then you come to full employment, which is like classical view, where only price level goes up and there is no increase in output. Even if you go back here, guys, if the AD goes up here, you will see price level to go up. Make sense? So they kind of like agree with classical economists that there could be a possibility of full employment in the long run, but it's not necessary that full employment happens in the long run. There could be possibility of even unemployment. Got it? Does that make sense? So why is there a disagreement is something which I want to talk about now. Is there any question about this diagram? No? Copy this quickly and assess and move on to talk about the reason for disagreement among the economists. The disagreement, the key reason for disagreement is about the flexibility of wages. I want to show you this discussion, guys, that Keynesians believe, the classical economists believe that there is complete flexibility of wages, which means if you give an employee a wage cut, let's say because the demand is not going strong and you want to lower the price, the employee will be happily taking a wage cut, or in other words, if he's not happy about it, at least he will not complain about it and will not be demotivated. So in short, there is a complete flexibility of wages that is available. What do we mean by this? Yeah, so I mean, we can talk about that, whether it's not a good assumption or bad assumption, but let's talk about the assumption first, and then let's talk about why it's probably not reasonable. So let's say if this is what you where you are right now, you're at full employment right now, right? You're at P naught right now, and AD falls. If AD falls, guys, what will happen? Suddenly there will be demand, and the employer will say to the employee that, hey, I have two options. Either I lay you off, fire you because the demand is shrinking, or give you a wage cut. The employee will be like, I am happy with the wage cut because at least I will be employed. And if that happens, aggregate supply curve will shift to the right. Without government intervention, you will have a scenario like this where AD went down, Y went down, your wage cuts took place, cost of production fell, causing the AS to shift to the right, and the economy recovers back to YF. So the flexibility of wages allows you to come back to full employment without any government intervention whatsoever. Make sense? And employees are happy because they are not unemployed, they're at least now employed. Makes sense? So that's the notion of this theory. Now, Winston is saying quite rightly that, is it really realistic? Because people might not like a wage cut. Why would people not like a wage cut? Or why would even employers be wary of giving a wage cut? Because if you give me a wage cut, for example, and you say, hey, you have to do the same thing, but at a lower salary, I may not do a good job. My productivity would be low. It's better to lay off workers than to give them a wage cut and then end up being in a situation where their productivity is low. So, exactly. So, Keynesians argue that wages are actually inflexible downwards. They use a word called sticky wages, or wages are, so they use a word called sticky wages, or wages are inflexible downward. And the logic is simply because A, employee won't take a wage cut, and B, employer would not like to give a wage cut. Because if employer gives a wage cut, he knows that employee will not be motivated, and if employee gets a wage cut, he will also try to cut corners and may not want to sort of deliver on the job. Sorry, you have a question? The Keynesian view was that wages are inflexible downward. So they said this, that if this is my AD curve and equilibrium is at point A, if the AD goes to B point, it may get stuck here. So if AD falls, unemployment will be long and painful. And only the government through its spending can actively stabilize the economy. Like look at the stimulus package which the government is giving right now in the US. Is primarily to arrest the fall of AD. Let there be more jobs, consumer confidence, and business confidence, so on. If you don't let that happen, the AD will fall, and then this unemployment will be very long and painful. And the idea is that workers are unwilling to take a wage cut, and employers may not want to cut wages. Rather, they may decide to lay off workers, and therefore you might see unemployment to be long lasting and to be painful. And when Monday, when we look at policies, we'll talk about how Keynesians then use government policies actively to fix the economy, because they believe that government policies have a wrong way to roll to it. Well, Democratic versus Republican have a viewpoint which is different. The Democrats are no, Democrats are more towards Keynesian view. They believe strong market, strong government role. Remember, Obama was in Democrat leader. He was going for healthcare to be free for people and other ways. On the other hand, Republicans are more pro-market, let the markets be allowed to operate freely kind of approach. However, they're also government, so they also believe government has a role to play, but they are leaning towards more of a classical, more market approach to solving problems of economics. Guys, anyone online has a question?